What's up, everybody? It's Gomedex, and welcome to the Planecation for Zendikar, which is a landfall event. So the special rules for this event are whenever land enters the battlefield under your control, exile the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put it into your hand. If it is a creature card, put it on the bottom and create a 1/1 plant. And if it's a non-creature, non-land card, put it on bottom and drain your opponent for 1 life. So obviously the best decks to play in this format are going to be ramp-style strategies, mono-green ramp, Bant ramp, and Scapeshift strategies. So I'm going to be running with Scapeshift because I think it's just by far the best deck that you can play in this format. You have plenty of regular ramp cards, cards that are just going to be putting out multiple lands each turn. As well as having the namesake card, the win condition of the deck, Scapeshift, putting out a whole lot of lands in one turn, which will trigger the emblem many, many times. So this format just really benefits Scapeshift decks because it's what they're already trying to do, which is basically play a whole lot of lands. So just giving an added bonus whenever you play a land is really going to help them a lot. I think there are some other strategies. It's not just ramp decks that are helped a lot, but I think ramp decks are the most obvious decks that get helped a whole lot. Cavalcade of Calamity decks, if you have a lot of creatures in them, actually get helped quite a bit as well, just because when you're landfalling and getting 1/1 plants, those plants also get the Cavalcade triggers. So there's definitely some other strategies that get helped as well. Now this hand's really awkward. I mean, it's got double Teferi, so we can just pretend we're like a Bant control deck here. But having no green is pretty rough in this kind of strategy. I'm going to hope we're fine, though. We do run quite a bit of lands, and maybe we can just landfall trigger into drawing lands off of the top. Alright, so opponent starts with Breeding Pool, drawing a Stomping Ground. Just gonna start. I'm gonna start with the Memorial to Genius tapped, because the Hallowed Fountain we can play untapped if we have to. So we did get a 1/1 plant there. Rootbound Crag from our opponent. Landfall hits another land for them. And a Thunderkin Awakener. Looks like we are against elementals. So whenever this guy attacks, he can return an elemental with toughness less than its toughness to the battlefield, tapped and attacking, and then it dies at the end step. So we'll just take that for now. Now we can play Blossoming Sands, and then Hallowed Fountain untapped next turn to play Teferi, or Blast Zone to play Teferi. And there's our green mana. See what we hit here. Looks like we hit a creature, get another 1/1, so now we can double block that Thunderkin Awakener if they don't play anything to buff its power. Landfall for our opponent is a creature hitting a 1/1 plant token. And Leafkin Druid comes out. No attacks here, I'm guessing? Yep, no attacks. Thank you, Landfall triggers. I can also just Growth Spiral here if I don't really need Teferi. I do have triple Teferi in my hand here, but I actually don't think I need Teferi that bad right now. Like, I could just bop a Druid back into their hand, make sure they don't play anything super scary. I kind of like being a little more aggressive and just playing as many lands as possible, as fast as possible. We'll drop down the Guildgate, because that'll be tapped regardless of when I play it. And we have just hit a bunch of lands to draw here. I might actually just discard Teferi. I should probably discard a land. I'll discard a Sunpetal Grove. So the only thing I think we really have to worry about here is if they're main decking a bunch of Flame Sweeps or something like that, which a lot of decks have started doing just because Scapeshift. So, but if not, I think we definitely should survive until we can cast this Scapeshift at 7. Alright, so Omnath to deal 3 to my face. Put a counter on that Thunderkin Awakener. Alright, well, I guess I'm blocking the plant then. Taking 2. Alright, Prison Realm. That's actually a great draw here. I don't even just have to Teferi bounce it, I can just get rid of it. I think I am going to do that then. And we get to scry 1. So, Circuitous Route is on top, so if I put that on top, I get to drain them for 1. Would I rather drain them for 1 or just get a 1-1? I guess I kind of want to drain them for 1 now, because the 1-1 doesn't do a whole lot, it's just another chump blocker. Yeah, drain for 1 is fine, I'll leave that on top, so that is what I hit off the landfall trigger here. We're going to play the Breeding Pool tapped, so that I have my double green at the ready for the Scapeshift, and pass the turn. They hit a creature, so they get a 1-1 plant. They've got a lot of lands in their hand. They've got 3 lands in hand revealed. Here comes Cavalier of Thorns. That's going to drop another land onto the field if they hit one. Which, I mean, odds are they did. Yep, there it is. And they hit another creature for another 1-1 plant. I think, again, I'm not going to block here. Just because that's 2 damage that I'd be stopping, whereas I can stop 5 damage by blocking a Cavalier later. Alright, so we do not quite have enough lands for the Scapeshift. So I think it's time for Teferi. I don't really want to bounce the Cavalier of Thorns very much, though, because then they get another land and another thing. That's probably fine, though. It's probably still the best thing I can bounce. Circuitous Route off the top. We'll play a Blast Zone. Because now I can play another Teferi. Should I do that, though? I'm highly considering it. Now I think I just want to put Blast Zone to 2 counters on it, and then blow up that Thunderkin Awakener later, maybe. Opponent landfalls into a creature, getting another 1-1 plant. And there is the Cavalier back again. Grabbing another land. Ooh, they hit a Risen Reef. You know, looking at their grave, I have not seen any kind of Flame Sweep or anything, so I think a Scapeshift should be lethal next turn. We'll see. I don't think they've revealed any off of the flips either. Nope. I do not believe they're going to be running anything that stops a Scapeshift. I think they're just trying to outrace it. Which, actually, that Scampering Scorcher could very well do. So we'll see if I die right now. If not... If not, I might be okay. Picking up that Risen Reef. This is a terrifying board. Just one of them is attacking Teferi, so if I block that one I can keep them, but I don't really need to. I think I blocked the 5/6. Just block as much damage as possible. Alright, I'm down to 7. But next turn I get to Scapeshift for 8 zombies, because I'm going to play a land and then Scapeshift. And probably at least a few plants. And I forgot to put a counter on my thing. On my blast zone, but that's probably okay. Because it's going to be a while till I was going to play it anyway. Alright. Here we go. I'm just going to sack the blast zone here, so it's actually totally fine that I didn't put a counter on it. Because I need to get as many zombies as possible here. Let's pick up the gain life lands for certain. 2, pick up the Scryland. No, do not pick up the Scryland, because my top cards are just going to go to bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Gain some life, and get all these landfall triggers, and we'll just see what happens. You know, let's just flip a lot of coins. At the very least, we get a bunch of guaranteed 2/2 zombies. Alright, land. Now I drain a life. Drain a life. Get a 1/1. Get a land. Get a 1/1. Get a 1/1. Alright, well, we've got a whole lot of blockers, so we're doing fine. Opponent does have a lot of 1/1s, but I've got a lot of blockers now. So I think I'm fine. And then obviously, the only turns I really have to worry about are these few coming up, because the longer that I survive with this Field of the Dead out, the more stuff I'm going to have. Scampering Scorcher. Okay. That's kind of threatening. It's kind of a lot of dudes over there. Yeah. That seems correct. Alright, I don't really want the Scorchers to die. Just for like Awakener style reasons. I think I just want as many tokens as possible just out of here. If I kill the Cavalier, they get to put whatever they want on top of their library, so that's a problem as well. This board's a little ridiculous. I do think I want to double block a Thunderkin Awakener. Actually put 1/1/1 on the 5/6. Put 1/1/1 towards double blocking Thunderkin. And then, well, Risen Reef is going to die regardless, and then block one of those. I think we block like that. They about to give their whole field +1? Oh, okay, Thunderstrike. Or Lightning Strike to hit the one blocking the Thunderkin so that Thunderkin survives. No idea what happens here. Okay. Killed a bunch of stuff. I have 7 zombies left. And I'm at 7. Cloud Conceal's coming out. Okay. Arboreal Grazer is actually a pretty great draw. Just play Temple Garden out tapped. Field of the Dead trigger and Satchel trigger. Hit a dude so we get a plant. Just keep playing lands. Getting zombies. Hopefully one of these landfall triggers is going to hit our Field of the Dead, so we can have another one on the field. Nope. Did not draw another Field of the Dead in all of those cards, unfortunately. Well, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attackers on the ground. Probably just send in all of these zombies. Oh wait, what am I talking about? I have a Teferi. I can Teferi the Cloudkin and attack for 14. I am so dumb. This whole time. This whole time, I could have just attacked for 14. But I guess that wouldn't have happened unless I hit some non-land stuff to drain them a little more. So there we go. We got there. Elementals is a pretty cool deck. Got to do a lot of stuff there. Alright, so we got, looks like Rise of the Eldrazi basics for this event. Very nice. If you are a fan of Zendikar when it is war-torn by Eldrazi. Or not quite that point. Rise of the Eldrazi, of course, is when the Eldrazi just start coming out. And then Battle for Zendikar is when it's all war-torn. So, yeah, some interesting basics. And then obviously the 6th win will give you that full art basic. Here is... I don't know why I said it like that, but the first win is your 1,000 experience win, as with the same rewards as all of the other events. So the first win is the one you really want to go for. If you're just trying to just collect a lot of cards and stuff, you just want to level up to get more booster packs, you really only need the first win. And then if you care about the alternate art basic lands, that's why you keep playing. Most people are just playing to get all of the full art ones. But yeah, those are the rewards. So this hand's pretty good. Turn 3 Teferi, we have a Hydroid Krasis for the mid-game. I'm gonna... Ooh. How does the trigger stack? Do I get to choose? Oh yeah, I get to choose. Let's just let the Landfall Satchel happen first, so that my temple can actually let me choose what I'm gonna draw. Blast Zone? I don't actually want a Blast Zone right now. Toss that on the bottom. I could also have stacked the triggers in the other way so that I would scry first, so I would know, like, oh, I'm going to get a creature. Do I want a 1/1? If yes, put it back on top. Alright, so it looks like we're against Gruul monsters. Carnage Tyrant, Ilharg the Razeboar. I'm probably going to get bashed for a lot as this game progresses. I expect a lot of gigantic dorks. Alright, well, I drew too many lands. Good problem to have. I actually just want to discard the Azorius Guildgate, because I want lands that I know can enter untapped. That way I can play Teferi next turn, and then Root on turn 4. Alright, well, if they just have a bunch of 1/1s, I don't really want to play Teferi. I guess I'll play Elvish Rejuvenator instead. I was kind of expecting just like a large dork here to bounce with Teferi. Looks like not quite yet. Here comes some landfall triggers off Circuitous Route. Both of them picking up a basic, well, not a basic, just a land, Dragon Skull Summit. Yeah, I think it's Elvish Rejuvenator time. Field of the Dead, perfect. It is now at the ready, which means next turn I can play Selesnya Guildgate into Circuitous Route and just get 2 zombie tokens right then and there. Drakuzeth, Maw of Flames, hard cast. That's a problem. That is a big old problem right there. Even if I get 2 zombie tokens next turn, they get to do 4 to me, and then 3 to both of my zombie tokens. So I think I have to just Teferi that thing out of here and make him play it again. Yeah, I hear you, kitty. Alright. Yeah, this is bad. I'm gonna play a Guildgate first, actually, and see if we can hit a 1-1. No, we just hit another Teferi, so we drain them for 1. I would really preferably have a 1-1 out here so I can bounce that and make sure Teferi still survives. Yeah, I still feel like that's just my only play, though, because the zombie tokens don't actually change a single thing about what's going to happen. They just die immediately. Ooh, draw another Field of the Dead? That actually could work out. Next turn I can play Field of the Dead and then Circuitous Route, and then I get 4 zombies at least. Unfortunately, yeah, Land Werewolves just gets to kill Teferi, but I had no other choice, really. See, I think I Field of the Dead Circuitous Route. That way, I can actually play something that's big enough to block that Drakuzeth when I play Hydroid Krasis. And I'm very glad they decided to just play Carnage Tyrant instead, because that I can totally just block with zombies. Unlike the Drakuzeth. Alright, so I already have an island, right? So I need Forest Guildgate. Yep, I already have an island. So Forest and Guildgate we go. Get 4 zombies. And whatever the landfall triggers give me. Alright, drain him for 1 again and pick up a Sunpetal Grove. Alright, so now when I play Hydroid Krasis, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it'll be 7, which is big enough to block that Drakuzeth. So perfect curve there. I'm just going to go ahead and stop all of the damage. I only need to block it with 3, but if I block it with 4, still only 3 are dying. And I stop the damage, so I'm just going to block it with all 4. Alright, Sunpetal Grove and Hydroid Krasis. For 7. I am definitely going to have to discard some cards here, though. No attacks. I'm not just going to sacrifice a 2/2 zombie for funsies. Probably should have just discarded the lands they knew, actually, at this point. Because, like, I'm good on all of my colors, so actually shock lands are just not great. So I should just discard Plains Temple Garden. Would be correct. Alright, Cavalier of Thorns is coming down. Giving it haste. Aggressive. But yeah, when Drakuzeth attacks, they get to blow up all 3 of my zombies if they want to. They can also do 4 to my face and then 3 to 2 of my zombies. Domri, Anarch of Bolas. Things are getting real spicy over there.
Where do you see my mate? Oh, I wish you could see your face when I'm beating you.
Yep. Alright, here we go. Hydroid Krasis is definitely going to trade with Drakuzeth. So I assume, yeah, they just kill all the zombies. No, they do 4 to... Why? It was already going to trade. Doing 4 to Krasis just does not do anything. Oh, so Cavalier can actually get in. Because otherwise I could just block Cavalier and not have Krasis die. Makes sense, but there's no way I'm not killing Drakuzeth. Alright. So... I'm just going to play as many lands as possible here. We're going to play Rejuvenator first to see if I can hit Field of the Dead. Nope. Cannot hit a third Field of the Dead. That would have been hilarious, though. Hey, there's a Blast Zone. That's pretty cool. Just keep growth spiraling, hoping to hit Field of the Dead. And if not, at least we have a bunch of zombies. Yeah, I'm gonna pay 2 on this, so I can play another growth spiral. Scapeshift is very nice. Alright, well, I'm just gonna play Blast Zone. Do you think I am starting to run out of lands in my deck, though? There's Field of the Dead. So Scapeshift actually doesn't do a whole lot anymore, because I am very much running out of lands. So we probably just would rather just play lands naturally, I guess. If I attack with the zombie, it's just trading with a plant, but that's fine, because I'm definitely going to have more dudes than they have plants. I think I still just don't attack, though, because it's possible I just have a lethal attack next turn if they don't play a lot of creatures here. They're at 18, I have to hit them with 9 zombies. I have 12 zombies, so if they don't get another creature, I do have a lethal attack right now, because 12 minus 3 is still 9. And I can also just Blast Zone a Llanowar Elves and bounce a Cavalier. So I think I'm definitely on the lethal crackback plan. Alright, and there is the scoop from our opponents. Pick up our random, just daily win rewards. Looks like a Terramander, which I already have playset of. And we get the alternate art swamp for our second win in the event. See what we're up against next time. Alright, playing against an Ingrath. Yeah, that's a definitely keep. That's definitely a keep, I should say. Especially in this format, where just playing lands in general is advantageous. This hand is definitely good at playing a lot of lands. So, here we go, mirror match time. It's finally happened. The Scapeshift mirror. We'll see who scapes the most shifts. Alright, drawing a second Field of the Dead is not fantastic right now. But it'll be okay. Yeah, let's all attack. Just trade plants. Alright, Temple of Mystery for our opponent. I think I'm just going to play an Elvish Rejuvenator this turn, and a Memorial to Genius. Blossoming Sands it is. That is our only option. Alright, Thornwood Falls then, instead of the Memorial. I think I would rather just gain a life randomly here. Because I'm probably not going to sack a Memorial to Genius to draw cards, because I will be sacking it to a Scapeshift fairly soon. Actually, next turn. Alright, looks like our opponent did not draw as well as us. Maybe we're a bit mana screwed there. But yeah, next turn I could Growth Spiral to put my 7th land out, and then tap 4, Scapeshift all my lands away, get a bunch of zombies, And then if they didn't get to immediately Scapeshift right after I Scapeshifted, then my zombies could just kill them. But it looks like they might have even been in a worse spot than that. Looked like they might have been just straight up mana screwed entirely. Alright, heading into another game here. Yeah, this is very keepable. Lots and lots of ramp. The thing you have to know about, well, the thing you have to keep in mind about this format is that if your hand doesn't have, like, a whole lot of lands, if you have a lot of lands in your deck, that's still totally fine, because this format lets you just keep drawing lands. See, every time there's a land on top, I just draw it. So, like, sure, this hand had the potential of not being great, since I only had 3 lands. Like, if it were a regular game of Standard, with Grazer and Growth Spiral, but I actually just have plenty of lands for this format. So I think I'm going to Rejuvenate here. Just play the most expensive one first. And we'll just grab... just, like, not a Guildgate. Because the Guildgates I can grab with Circuitous Route. Just grab the least searchable card. Alright. So, we are against some kind of Selesnya deck. Go and Growth Spiral here. Play Field of Ruin, I guess. And then just Teferi and +1. I like that better than just Grow from the Ashing. Because we cannot -2 that Shauna.
Sorry I'm late. I've got time.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We just want to draw a Field of the Dead now, because the second we play Field of the Dead, we get a zombie, and then we've got our lands at the ready. I am going to attack with my 1/1s. Arboreal Grazer can block that Shauna fine. I would rather get some damage in than threaten to kill it. Conclave Tribunal on Teferi, fair enough.
We will meet again.
There is Scapeshift, so we just Scapeshift with 7 out. We can actually just Grow from the Ashes and Scapeshift with more, and that should be lethal if they don't have, like, a planar cleansing. So let us do that, then. Alright, so the simplest way I usually do this is sack all my lands. And then I will count up to 7 with not Field of the Deads, and Field of the Dead will be number 7. So I go 1, 2, 3. Actually, don't want to take a basic because I could search it up later. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then for my 7th, it'll be Field of the Dead, and I just take them until I'm out of cards to take. Because you need 7 different named lands. So that's just the simplest way to do it. Bam! And that should... I mean, if they don't kill the zombies right now, that should be it. Alright, there is the scoop. So, we are 4 wins in, 2 more wins, and we will get that beautiful full art plains. Let's see what we get for our art dailies. Got a Resolute Watchdog. And from the Mastery Pass, we got a Silverback Shaman. Now we've gotten the forest, so we just need the plains and the full art plains. 2 wins, and it is over. Ooh, I have a War of the Spark Pack just sitting here? Did I get that earlier in this video and just forget? Alright, well, we're going to do a little pack opening to break things up a bit. See what we get in War of the Spark here. Alright, Rally of Wings was a pretty big card in the last Planecation event. Lots of flyer decks. And an Oath of Kaya, definitely good in your Esper Control stuff with a lot of Planeswalkers. And for our pack of Core Set 2020, we get an uncommon wildcard, fantastic, and a mythic wildcard, very, very nice. Alright. We got 2 more wins to get. Let's get them. Let's crush some souls with the best deck in format. I don't think it's actually the best deck in Standard when you're prepared for it with like a good sideboard, but I mean, on Arena when there's no sideboards, Scapeshift may be the best deck. For sure. Alright. It's definitely up there. This is a little bit slower than the last few hands that we've had, but I think it's still okay. Because like we don't actually ramp at all till turn 3. All of our other hands we've been having recently have had the growth spirals on turn 2, and that has been very beneficial. Alright, another Field of the Dead. Well, we've got that ready once we have 7 lands. Maybe we're just plant token aggro this game. Just keep hitting creatures on top. Looks like we're against Naya. Probably Naya monsters. Maybe Naya dinosaur or something. Oh, Feather! Okay. It's a Naya Feather aggro deck. Would I rather Grow from the Ashes or Grazer? I think I'd... I think I'd actually rather Grazer. Because I can Grow from the Ashes for 2 later for like a double zombie token trigger. Which is probably going to be better. Now the fact that they're a Feather deck means it's a little more likely they have something like Flame Swipe in the main deck. Flame Sweep. Something like that. Don't remember the exact name. Alright, Season of Growth. They are definitely pumpspells.deck. Alright, we hit land 5 and then just Grow from the Ashes here? Actually, Grow from the Ashes doesn't do it right now because we don't have enough basics in. We obviously only have forests, islands, and plains. So if I just play in islands and then Grow from the Ashes for 2, I can't get 2 lands with different names. So I have to actually just Circuitous Route. Which is actually fantastic, because I can Arboreal Grazer out another Field of the Dead before I do that. And then just have all of the zombies in the world. And now I've got Scapeshift next turn as well. This is just ridiculous. Bam, make a whole bunch of 2/2 zombies. There's the scoop! Alright, we're 1 win away from the 6 wins. And I feel a little bad. I feel like most of the other events, I tried to make something like a little goofy or just not like the best deck in format. But this one I was just like, alright, we're just going to play the best deck to play in the Landfall event. I think it's pretty hard to beat, and now that we've been playing, yeah, it seems a little ridiculous. Like, the Landfall triggers don't really do much, but help the deck more. Alright, definite keep. We get that Growth Spiral on turn 2. We get Rejuvenator turn 3, Grow from the Ashes for later. maybe to double up on a Field of the Dead. Very nice hand. Gonna go ahead and keep it. Alright. Opponent is going first. We'll see what they've got. Chandra as the avatar makes me think they're going to play red, but that could be what they're going for. Alright, we will actually just play Breeding Pool tapped, and then Forest next turn. Hallowed Fountain is going to get into our hand. So they're playing white and black with Sword's Thirst. Probably vampires or something like that. I'm going to go ahead and just discard this Grove from the Ashes, actually. Because that is a card I wasn't expecting to play until I had the 5-mana version to grab 2 things, and at that point Scapeshift is just going to be better. Just wait a little bit longer on it. Alright, white, black, green, Overgrown Tomb, and a plains so far. Here is Growth Spiral. Go ahead and play tapped land. I'm actually going to play Hallowed Fountain here. I want my white mana to be untapped next turn, so that I'm ready for a Teferi. Gonna have to discard a card again. I'll actually just discard one of these Rejuvenators, because I do not want to discard one of these Field of the Deads. I might not even have to Scapeshift if I just start naturally dropping down Field of the Deads. Alright, 3 mana untapped from our opponent. I'm gonna go ahead and play Growth Spiral. Alright, I think... Man, drawing a second Hallowed Fountain and a second Breeding Pool is a little bit rough towards trying to hit 7 lands of different names. So I actually think that we're more on just Scapeshift plan than just playing all these Field of the Deads, which is the usual plan, so that shouldn't be that surprising, but still. Alright, Ritual of Rejuvenation, they're going to gain some life and draw a card. I'm just going to start playing my duplicate lands and not play out one of these Field of the... Oh, God. Drawn triple Field of the Dead. Not play out one of these Field of the Deads until I Scapeshift. Alright, well, now... I guess now I can just, at the very start of my next turn, just Scapeshift and make sure I have 6 lands with different names, and then just start playing Field of the Deads. And just go Field of the Dead, Field of the Dead, Field of the Dead. That's the plan. Our opponent certainly isn't putting a lot of pressure on us, which is good. They look to be some kind of like life-gaining control style deck. Maybe just a lot of, just like gain life, draw a card, gain some life, deal some damage, stuff like that. 6. So yeah, let's actually just make it 7. Scapeshift, pick up our last Field of the Dead, and then just start playing Field of the Dead every other turn. We are down to 10. That's actually mildly concerning. I didn't even notice that. They haven't attacked with anything and we're down to 10. I don't know what happened. Alright, let's pick up 7 lands. Let's not pick up Guildgates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. 7 lands with different names, one of which is Field of the Dead. We'll make 7 2/2 zombies, and for the rest of this game, I'm just going to play a Field of the Dead every turn and random ramp spells, and hope that'll get there. However, they could be playing a deck with a lot of Wrath effects. They are white and black, and they've just played a lot of mildly controlling cards so far. So It's probably going to be beneficial after this turn, if they're still in the game, to just start playing out the Field of the Dead slowly, rather than just scape shifting over and over. Just trickle out our lands if Kaya's Wrath is going to be a problem. So let's see. Like, they either have Kaya's Wrath or Cry of the Carnarium or something, or they just are pretty much dead already. Oath of Kaya, definitely not as bad as a full field Wrath, but they are definitely alive for a bit. They have a whole lot of life. We're just going to play this Field of the Dead. I think I'm still on the trickle out the zombies plan, because they do definitely seem like the kind of deck that would have Kaya's Wrath. So I don't want to like really blow my load, so I'll just play as many cards as I need to not discard. So there's Arboreal. Just play him out for just one more land. Not going to play Circuitous Route. Alright, sure, I'll put a Rejuvenator on top. He is fine. Alright. It is our opponent's turn again. They are down to 22. Another Sovereign's Bite. Puts me down to 11, because I did gain a lot of life off of all these Scapeshift landfall triggers. If it weren't for all those landfall triggers gaining me life, I'd actually be like very low on life right now, I think. Alright, so there's a Johnny. They're going to gain a bunch of life. I don't actually have lethal yet, but that's fine. I'm just going to play a Field of the Dead and just attack them with everybody again. They're just going to randomly like fireball me for 10, and it's going to be sad. Alright, they're at 4. Had I just went all out with the Circuitous Route, I would have just won that turn, but I mean, when they're playing white and black with a relatively controlling card set, I feel like it's safe to play around the Kaya's Wrath there. So it looks like we might just have lethal on them. They are down to 8. Doesn't look like they're playing much of anything else. Yep, there is the concession. So, bit of a weird deck for that last round there, but that was a very, very successful run with Scapeshift. As you could assume by the fact that that's what that deck already does, is just play lands everywhere, and this event really benefits decks that play a whole lot of lands. So, thank you all for watching. I definitely recommend, if you have the cards for the Scapeshift deck, like if that's your go-to deck for ranked, absolutely, it will carry you through the Zendikar Landfall event with flying colors. So, yeah, definitely recommend it. I will have the deck list in the description. I'm pretty sure I'm just using the exact list that LSV used during GP Denver, because that's just the second that was a thing that happened, I immediately was like, I want to try this deck out and play this deck, so I just immediately used that exact deck list, and I think just haven't changed it since, because that is just the Scapeshift deck that I have used since GP Denver. Before then, I was playing Gate Shift before the big Bant Scapeshift thing became a thing. But anyways, deck list will be in the description. I highly, highly recommend it. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena content, probably some ranked drafts coming up. See ya.